I did this one time and had the pretty good stuff I was ready to go with, and it wasn't even recording. Okay, what was I talking about? The point I'm trying to get to is that humans think they are the be-all, end-all of creation or evolution, whichever one, I've never really understood why there's so much, why the two don't go, can't be compatible. To me, they are, which is to say I don't really care on one hand really so much where we came from, as much as I wish that we could stop destroying ourselves, because it would appear that humankind has been where we are right now many times before. We see in ancient cultures that they had a spark plug, they had a bamboo drill. They've even found ancient aquifer systems for water. I think in places like Egypt, there's always been some sort of flying machines. I don't know why cavemen would have drawn those pictures on the walls, and why every society I've ever seen has some relationship or mythology, which is really not mythology, I don't think, but some connection to a reptilian or celestial spirits. I think a lot of the things we have are doing the best they can to tell us a story, like with the Bible. And I think a lot of people miss the, hate to use the old tired expression, but miss the forest for the trees. I guess I know it's blasphemy to some people, but I'm able to pick and choose from the Bible what I want to, because some of it makes sense, which really is what everybody does, but they don't admit it. Because, and I mean, except for like maybe the Church of God or something, women would make up and they cut their hair, they wear pants. That's all forbidden in the Bible. And I know some people make a big deal about, well, the Old Testament this, the New Testament that. But then they still go back and follow things from the Old Testament. But certain things in the Old Testament, they say, oh, well, that was just culture, blah, blah, blah. But trying once again to get back to my point, it's, as this talks about, basing something on a presupposition, I think that's where a lot of things happen in society, with different institutions of the presupposition that humans are the be-all, end-all. Of course, now there's this, it's not just now, it's been going on for decades, but there's this transhumanism movement. I'm sure you've all seen the cover of Time magazine, which I never read anymore, but I always like to see what the cover is, because that's been one of the main sources of not necessarily propaganda and disinformation, although there is some of that. It's one of the main sources of molding the public's perception. And if there's if there's one thing I've come to realize, it's that the best thing anyone can do is be your own researcher, be your own history teacher. Okay, I thought of the one thing I wanted to mention, or anyway, earlier. Sometimes when I'm doing things like this, or in some of my writings, in some cases I'm speaking from the darkness that is sometimes my soul. So if I say something like, I think that friends are an illusion, that's my weakness and something that I have to work on. It shouldn't be taken as a criticism or a direct hit on anybody who might think that take it that way, because it's not how I feel all the time. Another thing I noticed from when I've been looking back at these my first season, for me it's like almost a form of therapy. And I noticed some things that I think would probably be a better idea to leave off of putting myself out there for worldwide access. It might not be the best idea to show yourself smoking weed to the world. Probably a couple of things I admit to at times that I should be more discreet about, although don't you love it when I argue with myself? At the same time, I want to be completely, if I'm doing this 20 years, I'll still be talking about, do I want the show to be this, do I want the show to be that? But it is what it is. Okay, I think I lost my train of thought there. We'll just hit one more of these for today. The appeal to authority. Appeal to authority, known also as the argumentum ad veracundium fallacy. I really should look these things up ahead of time so I pronounce them right. An appeal to authority is ordinarily one good way to buttress a line of thought. Pretty sure that's not buttress, so it's buttress a line of thought. The practice becomes fallacious when one of the following happens. The authority is not an expert in the field in which one is speaking. The authority is not an expert in the field in which one is speaking. The allusion to authority masks the fact that experts may be divided down the middle on a subject. No explicit reference is made to the authority. That reminds me of giving some of my political views to a acquaintance when I was at the house for dinner one time. This was like 5 or 6 years ago when I was still trying to figure out, or thinking that, there was some answer in the right-left paradigm. But I was saying, just for one example, about how Obama said he wouldn't put any lobbyists in his administration, and then he pointed out all these czars and people going on, not just in his administration, but a revolving door from Goldman Sachs to the White House. Had to check the feet for ants designing the footballs. And this person said, well, those people they're already clued into all that, but so they know what they're doing. Well, no, they don't know what they're doing. What they know how to do is consolidate the largest amount of wealth that has gone on pretty much ever. I know in the last 200 years, when you look back at the doing away with Glass-Steagall.
I was alone, falling free, trying my best not to forget what happened to us, what happened to me, what happened as I let it slip. I was confused by the powers that be, forgetting names and faces. Passers-by were looking at me as if they could erase it.
Baby, did you forget to take your meds? Baby, did you forget to take your meds?
I was alone, staring over the ledge, trying my best not to forget all manner of joy, all manner of glee, and our one heroic pledge. How it mattered to us, how it mattered to me, and the consequences. I was confused by the birds and the bees, forgetting
speculative stocks. The system, even as imperfect as it was, there used to be checks and balances that helped the American people a little bit, and then they came out with this derivatives business, which no one can really explain. It's I think part of it was related to this ridiculous system where a company can have a bunch of debtors and they sell that debt to another company, and within the fractional reserve system, which was the goose that laid the huge shit egg that we're now at the end of that 100 years, and I seriously doubt anything will change. But before I interrupt myself again about Glass-Steagall and the derivatives, it'd be like me going to the bank and saying, I want $10,000, here's an IOU. But, the average person, they can't do those things. Only the people who are in the club can do those things. And having a clean, open, like if it was a piece of glass, it would be perfectly, clean. And I guess I'm on kind of a constant quest to understand what your reality really is, and it has nothing to do with sitting here in this park. I noticed a policeman just came down the road, probably checking me out. It's okay. One of my crusts to bear. Well, thanks for listening, and I'm going to try to do these weekly. Obviously, the way to keep up with the show is clicking when you see it, either on Facebook or YouTube. Please share it, or I will find you and kill you. Oh, and brief word about advertising. Obviously, I'm a clothes horse, always up with the latest, very latest trends from such streams as, and so if you'd like to advertise with me, I would certainly be open to that. I probably missed my calling as a male model. I could have been very rich and famous, a huge member of the Illuminati.